Okay. Welcome to a new arc. This is your arc for real. Hey,
Yeah.
from what I've been hearing, this is really your arc. What do you want to call this? The Cell Saga, the Saiyan arc? What is your name for it?
There's got to be the Cell Saga.
Cell Saga. So what is this episode called?
There's got to be the episode where Trunks feels like he has nothing to offer for his team while they're getting destroyed. It's that episode when he finds that he can do what he can do in the story cell.
You know the name of it?
I don't know exactly, but type in. I know it's the part where Gohan was feeling defenseless. He couldn't save his team. It was like the last person to be defeated by Cell. It probably was the episode when his dad was getting beat up on purpose. Remember?
Let's see. Saga. Cell Saga Gohan's kind of odd. Does anybody else feel bad? Who's gonna open that?
I think it's the episode where Goku just came back and was fighting Cell. Cause you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Season 1. Sacrifice, Tien goes all out. Stop Vegeta now. Mini Goku is an overprotected boy. I'm Gohan. Reunions. Tell me if any of these ring a bell. Gohan's hidden power. Gohan's rage.
Oh, Gohan's hidden power. There we go.
Gohan. Okay, so this one's called Gohan's hidden power. I like that. But I think this is a big arc for us. This is our second arc. I'm gonna lay this out there right now. At the end of this arc, I pick 100 subscribers. That's what we're gonna have.
And I feel like we're gonna have a video, TikTok wise, that has over like 30K.
30K?
Yeah. And then our YouTube videos are gonna go up in like the 70 views. What do you think?
All that. And I want to say this too. Big shout out to Barkay, brother Barkay. Shout out to Ronaldo or Ray. Shout out to Shelton and Landon. Shout out to Kai. And then also shout out to the Arabic dudes. I don't know their name, but shout out to them. These are people we met. These are our new subscribers. Like 2 weeks ago, we had 7.
Yeah.
Before we recorded our last 2 podcasts, we had 7, I think. Now we got 13. That's a double off these guys alone. I mean, it might seem like not that much, but it's a double.
I totally forgot about that. And that was yeah. We're gonna start doing that more too.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So shout out to you guys.
Good thing you brought that up. But okay, to start off this saga, we gotta go with your story.
So we're
Your
gonna do.
experience.
We have so many stories. I can tell because everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to do part 1 and part 2
Oh yeah.
to make this not super long. But we're gonna start off with this right now. I'm gonna start off with a softball story from Costa Rica because that's what we're doing right now, telling stories of our Costa Rica trip. Here's a softball. So we landed in San Jose. Our trip was so crazy that you guys weren't even allowed to go to San Jose.
Because of them.
Yeah.
Literally because of y'all.
And this is 2022 last year, right? Spring break. So we get there. Our flights were delayed. They were late. So we missed the first thing that we were supposed to do, which was go visit a school, I think. Or no, it was go to put on a clinic. That was the first thing we were supposed to do for some football people. We missed that. And as soon as we land and get into our hotels, they're just like, well, since we missed it, go off. You guys can do whatever you want tonight. It's spring break, whatever. So the first thing people are just like fiending for moves, looking, what do we do? What do we get in? First thing people want to do is go to the casino. That was yada, yada, yada. And
Casino.
The code name for this story is the Tasmanian Devil. Because I got to tell you, do you know who I'm talking about? This is a story about him.
I think so.
Yeah, this is the story about the Tasmanian Devil, right? So everybody was at the casino. Then me and my group broke off and went to look for some clubs, right?
Yeah.
The Tasmanian Devil and a few other people, they went to this place. I don't know if you got to see this that much there. But they went to a place where you can pay to have relations with a woman. Because that's legal in Costa Rica.
We couldn't find a place.
Yeah, you could pay to have relations. Like, I'm talking about $20 slot. Like a pig. Porky the Pig.
Jesus.
Porky the Pig and Tasmanian the Devil. That's what for $20. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Right. So I wasn't there for this, but it was just so crazy. So I'm gonna skip to this part of the story because this is where I can speak on, right? So the next day we're getting ready to leave our hotel and go to the next part of our trip, right? So they say make sure you are at the bus at 8 o'clock. This dude, everybody's calling him. Tasmanian Devil, where are you? We gotta go. It's late. You're late. You're late. Our coaches were so mad at. They missed breakfast. Like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? We were like 45 minutes late, almost a whole hour behind schedule. Then he finally shows up and he's like, same way the Tasmanian Devil talks. It was crazy because he had a crazy night, and then a crazy night at the place where you can pay for relations. And then he gets on the bus and he's like, I don't have my phone.
This is the first night?
First night. He said, I don't have my phone. And everybody's like, ooh, you don't have oh. And also, just so you guys know, in Costa Rica, even if you pay for your international plan, I know my phone didn't work. Did your phone work at all?
I just had Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was the only, and even on Wi-Fi it barely worked. Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible Wi-Fi.
So he's like, oh, I don't have my phone. So the coach is pissed off at him. He goes to the coach anyway, and he's like, swallows his pride. He's like, hey, I don't have my phone. Can we work something out? Try to go get the phone, because he did find my iPhone, so he knew roughly where it was. Right, and then our coach, what's a code name for him? I'm gonna say, staying on the theme of like cartoon characters, I would say Jerry from Tom and Jerry. No, Tom from Tom and Jerry, right?
I like that.
Because he's a cat.
I like that.
And cats can represent,
Yeah.
the P word.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it.
He is a cat.
But he's like, hey Tom, can we please get my phone? I don't have a phone, yada yada yada. If I don't have it, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't contact people. Tom is like this. Okay, we can do it. They drive through the big bus through these little and we get to the place. So the Tasmanian Devil and Tom go up to the place, and Taz is like, just so you know, this is a place where you can pay for relations. And Tom is like, whoa, he didn't know that when going in there, but he was like, yeah, this is where we were at last night, and we were doing some stuff here. And I think that's what messed up your trip to San Jose.
It probably did, because he realized
what people can get into there, paying for relations, right? So now we're late. Everybody, they do end up finding the phone, but when they went up to the door, Tom got pressed. He said, yeah, you can't come in here, but then they kind of worked it out to where they just told him that he knows where the phone is. Can you just grab it real quick? But Tom, he got pressed at the door by the guard. Yeah.
That couldn't speak English, probably.
Yeah, probably not.
And see, it probably had to come out.
Nah, actually, yeah, Lucy might have. Lucy's a very nice lady. Yeah, to translate it. But they get the phone, everything's good. But this is the best part of the story. The Tasmanian Devil is like, hey, I got my phone, guys. Because everybody was like, hey, you better have got it because we're late. Everybody was like mad. He was like, I got my phone. There was cracks all through the screen. 75% of the screen didn't work. A corner was missing. 75% of the screen didn't work. Everybody was like, what? This was a $20 phone. That's how much it was worth at that point. Because it was destroyed. And it wasn't like it got destroyed last night. It got destroyed before. And he was just like, nah, I got it. So when he asked, could we go and get the phone? It was for nothing.
Exactly.
And nobody knew that until after he got it, though. I promise you, if you paid him $20, he'd probably give you the phone. That's my softball story, though. Okay. Do you want to tell your weakest story?
My weakest? My weakest would be the first night we went to the club in Liberia. So Liberia is like an Elon, like the town of Elon,
Very private.
Very private. I'll say I can't relate to Elon. It's probably like a very undeveloped community,
Mm-hmm.
but it's supposed to be like a very historic town because it's the first town to be isolated from Nicaragua. But anyways, we decided to go to the club the first night, and Lucia was gonna go with us too. Did she do that? Go to the clubs with y'all?
Yeah, she went to the club every night.
Yeah, she had to. I feel like to spectate.
People made her cry. I don't know if that's another story.
Yeah.
People made her cry. I don't know if they did for you.
Nah, she loved us. I ain't gonna lie.
She loved us too, but people were like, sometimes they were just getting rude and just like, yeah, I'm a grown man. Stop talking to me like that. Stop fucking talking to me. And then she was just like, I love you guys. I'll tell that story later. But she was like, she really wanted the best for everybody. But
Yeah.
some people are just crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause yeah, when she was with us the first night of the club, like the first night, this is the worst. Like it was only like so this is not including the employees, but there's only like 4 people there in the club. That's not including employees or us. And we all walked in there. It was like, yeah, this would be a long trip. Cause like we got stayed for 4 days or 3 days before we go to Margaritaville for all inclusive, and the food was straight too at that hotel. The food was straight. But yeah, when we went inside the club, it was just, you could tell everybody's face, like, everybody had a smile on their face because you couldn't tell. We was just hyping it up, like, there might be a lot of joints back there. You never know. But as outside, we knew it looked really, really dead. You know, you couldn't even park there. There was not even no parking lot for there. You didn't park at the hotel. And we could tell by the hotel parking lot that nobody's over there. So yeah, we hyped it up, and then we went in. It was like, oh.
Was it a nice hotel?
The first one was pretty straight. We saw a lot of peacocks. But yeah, the first hotel was, the AC didn't work.
It was hot?
Yeah, and my roommate was Josh. But the AC didn't work. It was just so hot. No, actually, no. The AC didn't work at first because we didn't know that the AC involved a remote control that they had in the compartment to hold the lamps and all that in the middle. We didn't know that till like the last day. So we were just sleeping on our sweat the whole time. But that was like the first few days. And yeah, that was probably the weakest part. Like that was probably the worst part of the trip. But we actually, this hat right here was from one of the
football players?
Yeah, football players.
Hey, what does it smell like?
It doesn't smell that bad, but it doesn't smell that bad.
It's actually nice though. I like it.
Yeah, it's a Jaguars. It has a Costa Rica flag on the side. Yeah, I traded him. I forgot why I traded him, but yeah, that clinic was nice. Somebody tore the ACL.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Hey, tell that story.
Right. So like, this was like when we did all the drills and like after we did all the drills and then we went to the one-on-ones. The O lineman versus D line one-on-ones were terrible, but it was only like 3 people.
Yeah, that's how it was.
So it was just rotated, and then I think Trey got the video, but like this one-on-one, this dude decided to like do a spin. He got yammed up, and then he tried to jump for Josh for some reason, and the guy just literally like threw him like 5 yards back, and somehow he tore his ACL. We still don't know.
Oh, that was that. Oh,
yeah, there's another person who did too.
Yeah.
But the same person that said that his ACL was torn went to run a one-on-one route right there over there when they was doing the one-on-ones with our receivers and DBs. But yeah, the other person who tore his ACL was a DB. But these people look like they was dirty though.
Yeah, they were.
They had to be. And yeah, he was guarding him. He got, like, this route was developed for like 10 seconds. It was like a 30-second route almost. And like, he got beat, and then next thing you know, he tore his ACL. We always like shooting the ball down. I mean, it was a wide receiver who did it, but we were shooting the ball down because the DB got a pick, you know, shooting it down, having fun, and then next thing you know, we just seen a guy just throw his helmet off and just rubbing on his knee, and just Eric had to check him, and like it was loose.
Dang.
It was very loose, but
at least they got free healthcare.
Yeah, saying that, yeah, your shit's torn.
But this is what I also heard about that dude. He was like, was he the captain of the team?
Yeah.
I saw a video of him. He had a black helmet with a black visor. He looked tough.
Sport, yeah.
And then he was like this before they ran the route. He said, lock him, strap him up. And then after that, I heard he just blew his whole thing out.
He blew his whole thing out. Like, it was bad. It was very bad. And there was this one person on the team who was a girl, and everybody was just like I had to walk away for certain people.
They were saying crazy things about
Yes, like when you said that you'll figure out who your teammates really are, I figured out on this trip not the first 4 days, but the last 4 days. After like, cause man, yeah, but that was the Liberia trip for us though.
Why? Because it was so quiet. You didn't get a chance to see who they were in Liberia because it was quiet.
It was so quiet, and then nobody.
I'm telling you.
And inclusive, like wasn't there yet. People weren't buying drinks really. No casino.
If you went to San Jose, that really puts it to the test.
Man, I know some people couldn't even they couldn't handle themselves.
No.
People couldn't we created this term in Costa Rica called perping.
Perping?
Yeah, and scraping paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's overdoing scraping paint.
Cause they were that horny.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
Now tell your Margaritaville story, or you want to tell more about San Jose? You got way more about San Jose, because I got nothing about my first part of the trip.
Well, we only stayed in San Jose 2 nights, first night and last night.
Oh yeah, because of 5-hour drive.
Yeah, 5-hour drive. But I want to tell a little bit, since you talked about your camp, I want to talk about my camp. It was a lot of 30-year-olds, like you said, but I feel like we had 3 girls, and they were trying to hate stick each other.
Ooh.
Like, they wanted to show off, like, hey, we know how to play football. So every time one girl got the ball, they were like, and just like trying their hardest to hit stick each other. I think they were doing Oklahomas. People were just doing some ruthless stuff. Like, I don't know why. They were like laying on the ground, then they would like blow the whistle, get up, and just. And it was bad form too.
That's funny because did they have pads?
No.
Well, the people over here brought pads for us, and church is like, no, we're not gonna do that.
They wanted it.
They wanted it. They want to smoke because the first person's word that came out of the mouth when we had to introduce ourselves was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for smoke." He said it in English, and I was like, "Oh."
In San Jose they spoke good English. Some people did. Some people.
I see.
Was that the only thing he knew in English though?
Yeah, I want to smoke, and I looked at him like, "That's a fucking felony." That right there was he had to have some felonies behind him. Say that shit. He had tattoos on his neck. Yeah, I said, yeah, we're dealing with a fucking cartel member.
Hey, this was the best part of our clinic though. So, Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
He obviously can't speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So, but we had Lucy there to translate, and but for some reason he didn't want to use her as a translator. So, at the end of our clinic, he wanted to explain to everybody like. What he was saying was like, if you're passionate about football, keep with it, keep working. Even though these dudes are 40 years old, like, yeah, the roof of where you're going is close. We're close to hitting that. You know what I mean? There's not too much more you can get from football at this point. But he was like, yeah, keep working, keep doing this. But this is how he said it. He was like, he tried to put it in the simplest terms to where if you don't speak English, you could try to get it. He was like, this is what it is. You want to be a knee bender. Bend your knees and bend all the way over. and then, like, in front of the whole group, he, like, got on there. He was like, just so you know, the lowest man wins. That's the thing about football. The lowest man wins. And then he, like, arched it up. He arched it up. It was like he was about to twerk or get beat from the back or something. He was like, bend your knees and bust it open. That's what he said. Not bust it open, but he was like, you want to be a knee bender. That was the thing he said. You want to be a knee bender. Get down. Get low. And like I said, he just bent over. And then he was like, you want to eagle hawk the ball or something like that. And then I don't know.
Are you talking about the running back thing?
Yeah, that's what it was. He was like, you go, and he was like, high and tight. And like I said, in San Jose, these people, a lot of them spoke English. Maybe not the best English, but they spoke it. Mm-hmm. There was one dude I met, Diego, he was like 24 years old. If anybody's gonna have a shot at football, it would be him. Mm-hmm. He spoke perfect English. He even had kind of he didn't have a Spanish accent.
Wow, that's crazy.
But he knew it. Like he was like, yeah, what are you talking about? He was like, lowest man wins. Bend all the way over, and then he was like, arch your back. Like a tree. I don't know what he was trying to say because all he had to say was like, get low. Yeah. And layman terms, get
lowest
low.
Man lives.
That's all he had to say.
Yeah, lowest man
but
lives.
He was like, bend your knees, get low, carry the ball.
He wasn't on none like that. That's crazy.
No, for us,
He was on nothing like that for us.
Next week, because like I think we're gonna try to do a part 1 and part 2. Next week, hopefully I can get a video of this. I don't think I recorded that, but
I'm gonna try to get video of the guy
somebody
turns ACL too.
did.
I need to show that.
He was like, yeah, bend over, get low, drop it to the floor, to the window, to the walls, to the sweat drop down here, but all of that, just some.
Jesus.
And there were mostly men at the camp, so I don't know why he's talking like this. So there was a few ladies, but yeah, that was my camp story. Girls hit sticking each other, and our coach was embarrassing himself.
That's so funny, bro. He said, "Drop it low."
I promise,
He was
and
arching his head.
and I was not exaggerating. There was like 2 things I exaggerated. It was the words he used, but he said knee bender, bend it low, and like, I promise you, I promise you.
If you know Tom, like, yes, that's him.
What do you want to talk about next? Like, what story do you want to go to next?
I guess we could talk about. Did you go to the casino? Did you play in the casino?
I didn't play in the casino, but
did.
a lot of people did. You did?
Yeah.
Was it? What was your experience?
Man, I swear it was cheating, but
That's what everybody was saying.
I was up $60 at one point. I put in 20, so I had $80, right?
Yeah.
80 chips. I was playing roulette.
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
playing
what
blackjack
everybody
because over there people were losing money like fast. But I was playing roulette and I was up 60, and next thing you know, I lost $100, and I was from 20. I put in 20 chips. Next thing you know, I lost $100 because I kept putting it in. Because I'm like, ain't no way. Because this is the thing. You know the 2 to 1, where you pick 2 rows. I mean, you can pick 1 row.
Yeah, black or red, or
No,
even
I'm talking about the ones like you can pick like 10. I don't know how many balls are there, but like 8 numbers in 1 row.
Yeah. Oh, 12 and 12.
Yeah, 12 and 12. 12, 12, 12.
Total. Yeah.
Yeah, I used a 24, so 66% chance of winning. And if I win 1, I get 30. I'll end up with 10 more chips, because of 2 to 1. So I did that 3 times in a row, and the guy rolled a green, a 0.
A 0.
3 times in a row.
How were they doing roulette? Because when we did roulette, they did the bingo. It was weird. Like, they rolled a bingo machine, and then a ball would just pop out, and...
That's what he did with ours, but the way they did it, though, they didn't roll it. They was using their hands. I seen him stick his finger in there, like, every time, smack it back and forth. He was doing the most extra stuff, but, like, he waited exactly, like, I'm not saying, like, you know how, like, there's, like, a 2-second gap? Like, the last roll is, like, the whatchamacallit, the person will say, this is the last chance to get in.
Yeah.
Like, we did that, right? And we put it on there, and next thing you know, he does the whole rotation the whole time again. So we was there for like 20 more seconds after he said that.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when people do it, they just say that and then they're done.
Well, see, that's the thing. So I think American roulette, I don't want to speak for a fact because I never gambled really in America.
Yeah.
But American roulette, I know you like spin the ball and around the table and it rolls, and then they'd be like last chance, and then like you can't pick it up at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wherever it goes, it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's exactly how you should play.
Yeah.
Instead of a bingo fucking way where you could cheat. I swear some of them things were magnetic.
It probably.
I ain't gonna lie. And then people like, I'm talking about, nobody came out there with money.
Yeah.
Blackjack, they said they was holding a good card underneath. I don't know how the technique was described, but yeah, they was cheating black card.
I bet. Hey, but if we're talking about casino stories, there was one dude, he was an old dude, but he was just like a CEO of some, he was an American.
Yeah.
But he was like a CEO type, so grew up in America and then just like moved to Costa Rica and started like a Costa Rican business and just like ran it. He was like a millionaire, secret millionaire type of thing. But there was one dude at the casino, he was playing roulette, right? He was the only dude who I saw was winning. He was like, he had so much money in chips and he would spread it out evenly and he would lose, but then he would do it again and then he would win and win all the money back. But he had tattoos all over his fingers, all over, like, I think he had a few on his neck. I think he was a Yakuza member.
Right,
or a triad. He was one of them.
He had to be. And the way to play like that, you must have some balls.
Yeah, he was an Asian dude. He was like this. He was just like, he wasn't saying anything. And he had no fear. He was just like, if he lost, he was like,
straight to it.
Spread it again. If he won, he didn't get
so
excited.
He just bet $5 every time.
No, he spent like
so every time he picked every time he picked a spot, because I know like minimum over here at the Margarita one, his minimum was $5.
No, he had like 1,000 every time.
So he put $1,000 on each number.
No, because he would put like 200 here, 200 there, 200 there.
Wow.
Or
Yes.
like 100, 100, 100, 100, and split it like that. All over throughout the table.
100 on one number.
Yes. But he would like, you can do the 4-way. Like if
Yeah.
you put it in the middle of them, it's that's number, this number, this.
Yeah.
So 4-way number.
Mhm.
That's what he would do on it. And then sometimes he would put it on a single number, but mostly he would put it like 4 ways and stuff like that. But he wasn't betting like black or red or even or odds. He was just like putting it on the board.
Yeah, on the luck. Because you can get way more with that.
Yeah, you can, but
That's crazy because if he wins 200, you multiply that by 3.
Yeah, I think he was a Yakuza member. That's why I said he would lose a lot, but then he would, whenever he would win, it would make it all back. But if he won, he was like this.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I had a similar story like that too. We had a Mexican dude who like I seen every time like I'll look back, he was running to the ATM in the store to grab $100 bill.
That's an addict though. See, my dude, if he lost, like I think when he finally got low, he was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. But that's an addict. He just expected.
Yeah, that dude was an addict. I'm
A
talking about
gambling
$100 like every time. I was like, oh shit. You don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's just addicted. For real.
My
But
dude-
I got a story where me and Wayne got into it with a homeless man. Did you hear about that?
Nah.
This one's crazy. So me and Wayne, this is after we lost at the casino, because we went again. We was like, bro, let's just go in there and try to win our money back. But let's do $50 minimum.
Yeah.
And we did that. We
So
lost
this is
everything.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then like we was just taking separate vans because people were going at different times, and I think somebody took our van when we tried to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we had seen no van up there. So we just walked down the hill from Margaritaville, the Flamingo Beach Casino. We walked downhill and we just was like, we might as well go over here to the left where the little shopping center's at, near the boats and all that. You know what I'm talking
Nah, because when we were at Margaritaville, I never left the resort unless we were like leaving.
Oh, I
or
see.
when we went on the boat.
about? Oh, I got you. But yeah, it was another like little resort, and they had like a shopping center, ice cream shop. But we went over there, took flicks, and yeah, we decided to go to the ice cream shop because I was like, we lost money today. I mean, we lost all our money, so we might as well lose more money. That was our mentality.
That's fair.
And we went to get the ice cream, and then we just saw tourists, right? And after we got done eating the ice cream, we went to walk back to the resort. And while we was walking back, it was like just dead silence, right? And then this homeless man came out of nowhere with a black bag. And this homeless man approached us, and it looked like he was drunk or off some drugs, but he kept like mumbling words. Like when we described it to our other teammates, they probably said he probably was saying loco. I'm local, I'm local, I'm local, because he thought he was saying local. Like he's a local.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why I say you're a local, I guess. But he had like a working construction vest. But anyways, he approached us and he was mumbling and stuff, and then he went dead silent for 3 seconds. It looked like he was like this the whole time, like dazing off. And then he dropped the black bag, and then he lunged at Wayne.
Like this?
No, he
or?
like tried to tackle him.
Oh, tackle him.
Yes, on Wayne. And then Wayne just hit him with a... Because I was like, at this moment in my brain, it was processing so fast. I'm like, he dropped the bag because it was like dead silent for like 5 seconds after that.
Mm.
But when he dropped it, I was like, I'm going to have to like... If something happens, I'm going to have to punch this dude. Right? So I was just balling up my fist on my right. So he lunged at Wayne. Wayne hit him in the nose. And then I came out of nowhere and just hit him from the side.
Dang,
Me and him, like, so Wayne was right there and I was right here, but I was turned at an angle. So, yeah, basically me and Wayne just jawed a homeless man, and we ran back to the resort, and we, like, there was people playing at the pool table, you know what I'm talking about?
At the hotel?
Yeah. At the resort?
Yeah.
You know, there's a pool table, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so people saw us just sweating, like, huffing and puffing. They're like, bro, what happened? We was like, man, we just got in a fight with a homeless man. But he didn't fight back because we just hit him so fast. No, I'm talking about, like, I used all my power to hit this dude in his jaw.
All my...
Oh, yeah. And then I just sprinted back to the hotel.
You hit him with a Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. But, yeah. Yeah, that was the first night we was there, too. I mean, the second night, because we came back to play the next night at the casino. But, yeah, that was one crazy story that happened there.
Dang.
Homeless man tried to attack Wayne. Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Bro, I'm talking about, like, he probably came from work. Because the next day we was driving over there to the what's it? Oh, the snorkeling.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of people who looked just like him, and they was wearing jersey vests because it was doing construction right in front of the boats and shit. We was like, oh damn, he probably was just tired, asking for food or money, and we just jawed this man down the nose and jawed him on the right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like there was I don't know, I forget who it was, but there's a Hall of Famer who lives on that hill.
Who?
It's some old dude, but I heard from somebody that there was a. Obviously you guys don't know who we're talking about. I don't even know who I'm talking about, but one of the locals said that there's this big hill with Margaritaville was at the bottom of the hill. There's another resort at the top of the hill, and then scattered throughout the hill, there was other houses. They said that one of the houses was a NFL Hall of Famer.
I wonder who. Who do you think?
Some 60s dude though. He was old. I think he played O-line too.
He had to. Because people that old had to play O-line and be rich.
That's
pretty cool.
Let's see how much time we got. I got one more. I'll tell a quick Margaritaville story. 28 minutes. There was this, okay, because this is quick. Just so you know, guys, like, when I told the story about the Tasmanian devil, how he paid for relations with women, that happens a lot. There was a dude that we met there. He was from either Canada or some, like, northern Midwest place, right? He was a farmer. He grew like ginseng, things like that, he said.
Ginseng, that's crazy.
Yeah. He has 2 kids, right? This is a story from last year. 2 kids. He divorced his wife who had 2 kids, but he had good money, right?
Yeah.
So he was able to leave his kids with his wife for a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he just was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Costa Rica and have a good time, because he had a lot of money. When he got to Costa Rica, the first thing he did was just find a worker, and she lived with him for 2 weeks. And he was just like, that was his queen for 2 weeks, just taking her places. He was drunk all the time. Every time we saw him, he was like, what's up, guys? Just like, this is at Margaritaville.
All inclusive.
All inclusive. That was his queen for 2 weeks. He just paid for a joint to just live with him and work.
So
I guess she was on the clock and on the.
Yeah. Wow.
I think if I'm not mistaken, when we went to the club, she was there too. He was like, "Yeah, this is my girl. Yeah," because he was always drunk. And then like one thing about going to this club called Pacifico, you guys went there, right?
Yeah, we went there.
It was pretty far, so like when we tried to get a ride, he was, "Can we ride with you guys? Can me and my girl ride with you guys?" Because we all had to find a way to get there individually and stuff.
Well, y'all did, because Walter wasn't messing with y'all?
Huh?
Walter wasn't messing with y'all?
We weren't with Walter this time. Our dude, his name was Juancito.
Okay. Oh, so we had somebody different.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense, because
he probably didn't want to work for
Juancito was, I said this last week, but Juancito wanted to kill us, drive us off a cliff. Because what somebody did. That's another story I'm going to tell.
And that happened on the first night, I heard.
Nah, it was the first night at Margaritaville, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was probably like our second or third night. But Juancito wanted to kill us. But last story, it was kind of weak, but yeah. There was a dude from the Midwest or whatever. He had a queen, so to say, who he just paid to live with him for 2 weeks, and he just was always drunk. He was a crazy dude. He was pretty funny, but yeah.
Hey, we had somebody like that too, who we called Joe Rogan, actually.
Joe Rogan.
For real, because he acted just like Joe Rogan. He looked just like him.
Did he have a queen with him?
Yeah, he said, "Don't fucking yuck." He said that every time, and we thinking that's a dirty joint. And he was just calling people's wives yuck at the bars. Yeah, so that's a fucking yuck. Don't fuck the yuck. He's from New York.
But Costa Rica, this is just the tip. This is a 30-minute video of us just straight talking.
This is the girl too.
Oh, hey, she looks good.
But this is her friend right here.
What's her name?
Amelia.
No, her last name.
I don't even know how to say it.
Rahid. She looks Middle Eastern. I think she's
probably Turkish.
Yeah.
But her friend though, I don't know why people's not her friend. Let me try.
I'm gonna wrap this up though. Hey, Nuff Boys, arc number 2. What is this called? The Cell Saga.
The Cell Saga, and the Cell Saga is the biggest saga in Dragon Ball Z history.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, it feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Big things coming. Part 2 coming next week too. Get like this, everything, and watch our other videos. Watch another video.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week though.
And find out why people nominate me as the MVP. And he will talk about his MVP on his trip.
Yeah, I'll talk about my MVP. But I'll see you guys next week.